So, another seeker after knowledge enters my realm. This is Apocrypha, where all knowledge is hoarded. Now, perhaps you will prove clever enough to uncover the secrets hidden here. If so, welcome. Perhaps you are a fool or a coward. If so, you are in peril. Read your book again and escape before Apocrypha claims you forever.
Force Brother! Force Brother! Force Brother! Force Brother! Force Brother! Force Brother!
All seekers of knowledge come to me sooner or later. I am Hermes Mora, the guardian of men, knower of the unknown, master of fate. You stand in my realm, mortal. You have entered my realm. You have sought out the forbidden knowledge that only one other has obtained. You are Dragonborn, like Mirak before you, a seeker of knowledge and power. You will serve me willing or not. All who seek after the secrets of the world are my servants. I know what you want. To use your power as Dragonborn to bend the world to your will. Here then is the knowledge you need, although you did not know you needed it. The second word of power. Use it to bend the wills of mortals to your purpose. But this is not enough. Mirak knows the final word of power. Without that, you cannot hope to surpass him. Mirak served me well, and he was rewarded. I can grant you the same power as he wields, but all knowledge has its price. Knowledge for knowledge. The Scar have withheld their secrets from me for many long years. The time has come for this knowledge to be added to my library. My word is as true as fate, as inevitable as destiny. Bring me what I want, and I will give you what you seek. Send the Skull Shaman to me. He holds the secrets that will be mine.
What did you see? Different people have very different experiences when reading these books. You're still acting surprisingly sane, too. What did he have to say? He must have wanted something from you. What secrets could they have worth keeping from old Mora? Sounds like a bargain to me. Hermaeus Mora learned some fascinating new ways to skin a hawker, and you become the second most powerful Dragonborn that ever lived. Well, that gives me a lot to think about. I need to get back to Talmithran. I have some ideas about how to locate more of these black books. It's good to have everyone not running off to that damn sacred stone every night. I suppose I have you to thank for that.
We're on a different path now. I know, but just... Anyway. But what about you? Are you all right? Sure. What did you need? Hang on.
Giant ugly lizards are hard to ignore.
Looky here. Looks like we got ourselves a hero. Fus Brother! Hey.
I'm not gonna
When
die like
Mirak
this.
returns, all will...
Do you ever wonder if it hurts to have one's soul ripped out like that? I grow ever stronger.
What now? No, you've proven your strength to him, which just makes you a more dangerous rival. Of course he will, but we can handle it.
Dior, you must be calm. I'm sure there's a good reason Baldur left us.
Something isn't right, Fenari. I feel it in my bones and I smell it in the air. Baldur wouldn't leave without telling someone.
Don't worry yourself over nothing, Dior. Do you want a head full of grey hairs before you've seen 40 winters?
It's so open.
Make my heart heavy that you don't believe me, Fenari. Baldur could be in danger and you will do nothing. If you won't help me, then I'll ask the Allmaker to send someone else who can.
I am the leader of the Skal, but it's the Allmaker who truly protects and provides. We are Nords, much like those you'll find in Skyrim. Long ago, our path diverged from that of our cousins on the mainland. We live as one with the land, for the land provides all that we need. Also, like the Nords of old, we embrace the Allmaker. We do not worship the 9 gods of the Empire. Oh, I doubt it. Dior has always been quick to worry. Go and speak to him if you like, but do not be surprised if you end up in a wild fox chase. It would not be the first time. I was chosen by the people of the village when our last leader, Scoff the Giant, departed the cold world to join the Allmaker. I suppose I've always spoken my mind and tried to do what's best for the Skull. That's why the others call me Fanari Strongboys. Bandits sometimes come at night to steal our food. They think that stealing from us is easier than hunting for themselves. It will be dangerous, but if you'll deal with these thieves, we would be most grateful. Then may the Allmaker give you the strength of a great bear and make your will as firm as stone. Until our next meeting, outsider.
I've seen outsiders in our village before, but none were like you. Perhaps I'll be the first skull to slay a dragon. That would be worthy of a tale.
I am in no mood to talk, outsider. One of the Skull has gone missing. It is Baldur Ironshaper. As our only smith, Baldur is very important to the village. I do not remember Baldur acting strangely. Although now that you ask, I did see something in the woods on the day he disappeared. I saw 2 elves in the far distance, dragging something behind them. Hunters often visit our land, so I thought little of it. South and west. If your road takes you that way, perhaps you could search for any sign of Baldur. The Skull would be grateful. The ash from the Red Mountain has made the land sick.
The elders talk of Great Sig is much bigger than our village. But why would anyone need so many buildings? Mother worries when I walk too far from the village. She says a dragon might snatch me up, but I'm not afraid.
My mother was Skull, but she left the village and I was born in Skyrim. A trade ship from Skyrim struck ice off the coast near the village, and the Skull took in the surviving sailors. My mother fell in love with one of the sailors, my father, and eventually returned with him to Skyrim. Sadly, no. She died in Falkreath, where I was born. I came across a few of my mother's old things not long ago. Among them was a necklace that my father gave to her when they were married. I believe she would want it placed upon her tombstone in Falkreath, as a symbol of her undying love and the great sacrifice she made for it. If you find yourself in Falkreath, please give this amulet to the priest Brunel and tell him that I sent you. He will understand. I don't have much to give in reward, but return to me when the task is done and I'll do what I can. Thank you, Skull friend. Well, the dragons are a constant danger, but so far they have taken little interest in our village. Thank the All-Maker for that. But have they forced us to change the way we live our lives? No, not at all. They are but one more hardship, added to the many we already endure. Well, my mother used to say that I was born an angry child. It's true that my heart has always been restless, and fighting was the only way I could find peace. I was a soldier for a time, and then a mercenary, but I was never truly happy until I came here.
I came here to study the history of Solstheim, but it's the Skull who intrigued me the most. Oh, no, most certainly not. I'm a historian. I'm here to learn about the history of Solstheim. Solstheim is a fascinating place, but we know so little about its past. There are many mysteries that remain unsolved. Yes, that was a most disturbing experience. But to answer your question, the architecture was strange, almost otherworldly. Given that, and the considerable power it must have taken to affect our minds so completely, it would suggest the work of a powerful mage. Either that, or perhaps a Daedra. If so, then may the Nine protect us. Powerful and malevolent entities who make their home on the plane of oblivion. Some of the more powerful among them can exert their influence within our world, and when they do, men inevitably suffer. Well, let me think. I suppose it's been nearly a year now. My goodness, how the time has flown. Well, not so far. They think I'm a bit strange, but they seem to tolerate me. In fact, they've been very accommodating, hospitable even. They seem happy to talk about their traditions and history. Until next time, then.
My son and I gather items to trade with travelers who visit the village. It's been many winters since my husband returned to the Allmaker. But many hunters pass through our village, and sometimes the Dark Elves of Ravenrock visit us. They bring us things from their homeland that we can't find on the island, such as spices, fine cloth, and ores that we cannot mine here. It's true we Skull prefer a simpler life than some, but we do still enjoy a luxury from time to time. His name is Nicholas. He's a good lad, strong and loyal. I only wish he wasn't so eager to leave the village. I've tried to tell him that the world beyond our lands is dangerous and cruel, but he won't listen. You would do that? I know he would listen to you. You've been out there in the wide world. You know its perils. Yes, perhaps you can convince him. I would be grateful if you would do this thing, outsider. Among other things, I have some fresh bread I baked this morning, and vegetables from Finna's garden. I hope that you can make my son see wisdom.
The dragons of old have returned. By the Allmaker, I hope they will leave our village alone.
I came here to study the history of Solstheim. It's the Skull who intrigue me the most.
The ash from the Red Mountain has made
If
the land
Nicholas leaves
sick.
me now, I'll be truly alone.
Come on. Anything good? Got it.
I hope that you can make my son see wisdom. If Nicholas leaves, many hunters, they bring us. It's true we Skull prefer a simpler life than some, but we do still enjoy a luxury from time to time.
There is strength and courage in your
My son
eyes.
see wisdom.
You have the spirit of a great hunter.
Is someone there?
Over here! You dare fight a Dunmer? Mallory over at the Ironth Farm should be still mixing potions if you're seeking that sort of thing. Just remember who's in charge around here. If you're looking for supplies, talk to Fethis. He'll set you up with whatever you need. All right, then.
Modin Veleth, Captain of the Redoran Guard, at your service.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
I work for Mogrul. You got a problem, you talk to him. Mogrul doesn't lend coin to outlanders. Look somewhere else.
Welcome to the Retching Next Corner Club, my lord. If you need anything, Master Geldis will be happy to help you.
Is something amiss, Sindiri? I can sense your concern.
Drayla, I have a message for you.
Tell my father if he wants to speak to me, he should do it in person.
It's not from your father. It's from Captain Veleth.
Your visit here
Oh
will
my
be
goodness.
tolerated
I'm
as
so
long
sorry.
as you abide by our
Please,
laws.
tell me,
Otherwise,
what did you say?
we'll answer to the Redoran
He
Guard.
said he'll meet you where you met for the first time. He said you'd know.
Charming name.
I do.
Vendel Severin.
Thank you.
A pleasure to meet you, Sariel.
Fethis, how's that pretty young daughter of yours doing?
What in the name of the Black Hands is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I was
Always a
just
pleasure.
making conversation.
Next time you feel like having a conversation, talk to someone else.
My wife and I are doing the best we can to keep Raven Rock fed.
It gets lonely out here, you know, on this remote island.
Miserable. Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place.
As the wife to the second counselor of Ravenrock, it would be my pleasure to help you any way that I
I'd be on the first ship off this island if I had the coin. What a waste. Mining gear? No. However, I used to sell East Empire pendants until I ran out of them. Popular little item. It's an amulet that was made exclusively for the East Empire Company. They gave them to their workers as an incentive at one point, a kind of reward for extra effort. They're no longer being made, so they've become a collectible. I'd love to get my hands on a few of them. They could be anywhere on the island. The mines might be a good place to start. If you find any while you're exploring Solstheim, bring them here, and I'll pay you for them. The East Empire pendants are scattered all over. Hmm?
If you ever need apothecary supplies, talk to my wife, Milori.
Always a pleasure. to
My
work
wife's
for
quite the
one
alchemist.
like you.
The Dunmer have been growing food in the Ashlands for thousands of years. It was born out of the necessity to survive in the harsh climate of our homeland. And now, with the constant eruptions of the Red Mountain, it's more important than ever. No, only the Telvanni have the ability to weave living growth from the ash. This simply takes the right ingredients, the right tools, and a lot of patience. Next time you're hungry, stop by. I always have plenty of food.
You haven't seen Crescius Corellius, have you? That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again. No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill pickaxe. I'm talking about an ancient Nordic pickaxe. They don't exactly grow on trees, you know. I prefer to handle these things on my own. Look, if you see Crescius, tell him to give me that pickaxe back, and I'll pay you for the trouble. It's the only tool tough enough to crack Stalrim, is what it is. Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Crescius borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I, traded them some goods for it. A fine question. and the one that I hear most often from visitors to our town. I wish I had a more romantic tale to tell, but I was simply seeking my fortune and chose Raven Rock to ply my trade. Besides, knowing how to repair bone mold armor wasn't very useful in Riften. I had a friend over there, a dark elf named Van Ryth, a very talented armorsmith. Spent a lot of time with the guy swapping smithing techniques. Learned a heck of a lot, including how to repair bone mold. After he moved on to greener pastures, I decided to pack up, move out here, and put those lessons to the test. Been here ever since. Calling Stalrim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that. I don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull Village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do. You tell Cresius he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
You look able to venture outside of town. Perhaps you could help me recover something precious that was lost? A few months ago, I had sent an important folio to the first edition bookshop in the Imperial City to be rebound. They sent it back to me recently, but it never arrived. Yes, the Strident Squall, or something like that. The damn thing sunk right off the coast of Solstheim. Can you imagine? One of the sailors survived. Poor thing crawled all the way to Raven Rock on his hands and knees. Before he died, he told the Redoran Guard about the wreck and warned us that it was going to be crawling with reavers. Thank you. You have no idea how much it hurts losing such a precious heirloom. My husband is second counselor, so I certainly have the means to reward you if you find my folio. As the wife to the second counselor, Adral Arano, second counselor of Raven Rock. How I hate that title. Damn fool's going to get himself killed over it someday. He's in grave danger, and yet he continues to place himself in harm's way. When I fall asleep at night, all I can do is hope he'll still be there when I awaken. This island was never meant for us. There's too much death here. I assure you, if I could convince Adral to do that, I'd be on the next ship back to Blacklight. Unfortunately, Adral and Councillor Morvain are very close friends, and they will never abandon one another, despite my feelings. I'm the wife of a second counselor, and certain things are expected of me. The most important thing is that I stand by Adral no matter how I feel, and I intend to do that until we get off this miserable rock. Adral and I lived in Blacklight, the capital city of Morrowind. House Redoran has improved Blacklight substantially over the last 1,000 years. Its grandeur rivals that of Mournhold itself. The root spire where the Council of Great Houses meet is something to behold. I haven't seen the city in over 50 years. Even for a Dunmer, that seems like an eternity. Regardless, I hope to return there someday, which doesn't seem likely given my husband's commitment to Councillor Morvain. My husband is second counselor, so I certainly have the means
Your
to
visit
reward
here
you
will be
if you find my
tolerated,
folio.
as long as you abide
My wife
by
and
our
I are
laws.
doing the best we can
Otherwise,
to keep
you'll
Raven
answer
Rock
to the
fed.
Redoran Guard.
Next time you're
Remember,
What can I do for
we
you?
are
I
watching
always
you.
have plenty of food for sale.
Find my pickaxe
Welcome
yet?
to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sioux jammer that will ever grace your lips. The Redoran Guard have spotted a pack of werewolves in the mountains. The hunters up on Frostmoon Crag might know more. I heard crazy old Cresius has been sneaking into Raven Rock mine again. At his age, he's going to get himself killed in there. If you've got gold on your hands, you might talk to Rallis up a call beyond Barrow. I've heard he wants to excavate the place. With the mine shut down, there's no telling how much longer Raven Rock's going to last. Hopefully, Councillor Morvain has a plan. The Ashspawn attacks on the bulwark are getting worse. Captain Veleth is trying his best, but I think the Veteran Guard are overwhelmed. Haven't heard anything lately, but check back with me. You never know. There's actually a funny story behind the name, friend. A few years ago, I was walking down by the docks, and I noticed a Dunmer staggering along with a bottle of Sujamma in hand. He was one of my patrons and liked to drink heavily, so I wasn't exactly surprised. But you see, this particular Dunmer was as naked as the day he was born and singing badly at the top of his lungs. As I'm watching this spectacle, a netch floats over the bulwark towards him. The man looks straight up at the netch, yells, "Have a drink," and tosses the bottle. And it never hit the ground. Well, the bottle broke on the netch, and it must have swallowed its contents because it started floating sort of tilted. Finally, it stopped and began to quiver. A few moments later, the foulest liquid to ever assail your nostrils spewed from its maw. I've seen plenty of drunks in me day, and I'll tell you right now, that netch was sick. True story, friend. True story. The finest Sujamma to cross your lips, friend. My own personal formula that I call Sadri's Sujamma. In fact, I've just added some new ingredients to the mixture that I think makes it taste better than ever. All I need to do is get the word out that it's ready, and they'll flock here for it. I was kind of hoping you'd say that. Here, take these samples of the Sujamma and spread the word. If you get rid of all of them, there's something extra in it for you.
What can I do? Oh, did you need something?
Welcome to the retching. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Need something?
The security of both Raven Rock and Councillor Morvain is
Miserable.
my primary concern.
Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place. Don't like it. I hate it. Every day it's the same thing. We open the shop, we hardly sell a thing, we close the shop and go to sleep. What kind of a life is that? Oh, believe me, I'd be on the first ship off this miserable island if I could. But I'm not sure I could do that to my father. I think it would break his heart. We've already lost my mother. I don't want to leave him alone. We lived in a settlement, perhaps a league from the border of Black Marsh, the homeland of the Argonians. Even though the Argonian invasion ended a long time ago, there are still a few scale-skinned clans that live within our borders. To put it simply, they attacked our settlement and slaughtered almost everyone. It was horrible. At least my father will let me drink whatever I want without complaining. Tell Geldis I appreciate it. Keep yourself safe. Solstheim's still a dangerous place.
Oh, did you need something?
What is on your mind? I'm thinking that it is colder outside than it is
Need
in
something?
here.
Head over to the retching edge if the ash has.
Excuse me, my friend.
Why? Never seen a Redoran guard before?
Let's get
Now, if you'll
indoors. Or in a cave.
Odin
Anywhere,
Veleth,
just out of
Captain
this.
of the Redoran Guard at your service.
Want to buy anything, or just laugh at our misfortunes? The East Empire pendants are scattered all over. I'd be on the just what you see here. The East Empire... Yeah, Geldis needs to bottle this up and send it to the mainland instead of wasting his time out here. His drinks are outstanding. Thanks. Bad? What if I told you that you're the first person that's even considered looking at my wares today? I've half a mind to contact my friends at the East Empire Company and see if they need an extra hand in Windhelm. Oh, absolutely. In fact, I've corresponded with Vittoria Vici herself more than once. You know, the lady who runs the East Empire Company warehouse in Solitude. The biggest warehouse they have in Skyrim. Bah, you're just like the rest of the folks around here. Mark my words. The East Empire Company will return to Raven Rock, and when they do, I'll be at the top of their list. The question you should be asking is, what don't I sell here? Because I have pretty much any supplies you might need. If it's not a weapon, potion, or armor, then it's likely that I have it. Jarland, over at the docks, brings me most of my supplies, and the rest comes from bartering with the people in town. Oh, Glover Mallory gets me a few things once in a while. He usually has the most amazing deals that I can't pass up. The East Empire pendants are scattered all over, so leave no stone unturned.
Spare some coin for a lost soul. Another day of misery.
Miserable.
I'm starving.
This island's nothing but a pile of rubble.
Anything you can
What's
offer.
the point
please?
trying to make
No,
a life here?
I can't. It may be
I
poison.
don't know if I can do this anymore, Modin.
Is it because of your father? Or is it...
I was one of the Redoran Guard
been
under
the same
Captain
since my mother
Veleth's
died.
command.
I don't
A
think
few
he ever
years
wants
ago,
me to feel
I was
the
out
pain
on
he
patrol
suffers.
with two other men when we were
At some point,
attacked
you're
by
going
some
to have
ash
to choose.
spawn. They sprung from the ground with no warning and killed one of my companions instantly. I was so frightened I ran all the way back to Raven Rock. Unfortunately, I'd left the other guardsman behind and he never made it. Captain Veleth discharged me from service. There isn't a single night that passes where I don't regret what I did. But it's too late for that now.
Just give them to me and put it on my account.
Bless you, Sarah. Another day of misery.
Put it on my account, and that's the end of it. Understand?
Want to buy anything?
I'll give you
Or
this
just
warning
laugh?
only once. Stay out of my way, and we'll do just fine. Take that swill and pour it down a well.
Excuse me, Captain. Do you have any plans for the west end of... I work for Mogrul. You got a Mogrul doesn't lend coin to outlanders.
I had the resources at
Look
my
somewhere
disposal.
else.
I'd build you a wall
Don't
myself.
pity me. And don't look at me like that. I know what I
you're
am.
doing everything you can.
Tell
I
you
could
what,
swing a pickaxe
make
better
sure
than
we have
any
a
man in the
permit for
mines.
this over there.
Made
The least I
thousands
can
of
do for you.
coins. Now it's all... Doesn't everyone pity the hopeless? Look at me. I'm no better than a beggar. I used to be a miner. A good one, too. I made more gold digging up ore in a month than some people earn in a lifetime. When the mine dried up, I was lost. I have no other trade. So I spend my time drinking my fortune away at the retching niche. Or I used to, anyway. That fetcher Geldis won't even allow me inside. Said I was bad for business. If I want to spend my last bag of coins getting drunk, that's my business. What does he care? You can try. If you can get that stubborn mule to let me into the niche, I'll make sure you get what's coming to you. The day I refuse Sujama from Geldis is the day I sprout wings and fly off this rock. I was one of the wealthiest miners in town. I could haul up almost 3 or 4 times what the average digger could. I never saw the end coming like it did. The mine running out of ebony. Unlike most of my fellow miners, I was too foolish to save enough coin for that day. The rest I spent on Sujama to drown my sorrows. Councillor Morvain was kind enough to allow Rurns and I to live in one of the abandoned buildings. At least it keeps the ash out of our eyes. Thank you, Outlander. Miserable. Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place. Quite stubborn.
Find my pickaxe yet? Perfect. I was just thinking about heading over for a drink. Thanks for saving me the trip. Take a look. You tell Cresius he better give that pickaxe back to me. Glover Mallory, the finest weapons and arm. You tell Cresius he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
Always a pleasure to watch when a man like you walks by. Well, tell Geldis that Miri says she really appreciates it. Don't stay away for too long.
I'm quite busy at the moment. Why hasn't a Red Guard been posted at my shop like I've requested? You and I both know.
If you're looking for any exotic ingredients, just ask. I might have what you need. I should mix some of this into my next potion. Who knows what would happen? Take a look. Remember, I have plenty of potions and ingredients if you're ever in the market.
If you think it'll help.
Lead on. My husband, Garen, may... Ah, so you're an alchemist, then? Remember, I have plenty of potions and ingredients if you're ever in the market.
This island's
We're one
nothing
of
but
the
a pile
same
of
kind,
you and I.
What's the point?
I'm glad you
have
stuck
met
in
you.
Raven Rock too. It might take more than a
Either
simple
you're here to get
request
showered in
keep yourself
sparks,
safe.
or you're looking for
It's
something to
always quite
buy.
still.
Your visit here
Out with
would
it.
be... What? Oh, no, thank you. I need to keep my head clear. Remember, we're watching.
My husband Vendel feared visitors would shun Raven Rock. I'm glad to see he was Sure, got nothing better to do. May your path be free from danger.
Welcome. My wife and I are doing the best we can to keep Raven Rock. Always a pleasure to taste anything Geldis comes up with. All sorts of useful things. Feel free to browse. Next time you're hungry, stop by. I always have plenty of food for sale.
What is it? All right then.
A word, please.
Fethis, I'm quite busy at the moment.
Why hasn't a Redoran guard been posted at my shop, like I've requested?
You and I both can't spare anyone right now. I don't care if you still have friends at the East Empire Company or not.
Miserable. Just miserable.
If you're looking for any exotic ingredients, just ask. Yes, I'm proud to say that I grow or harvest most of it myself. I only wish I had a better source for netch jelly. Those creatures are difficult to track down since it's so dangerous beyond the bulwark. That would be splendid. I'd be more than happy to give you something for the effort. Careful with those netches. They may look tame, but they can seriously hurt you and threaten you.
Don't pity me. And don't look at me like that. I know what I am.
Your visit here would be tolerated as long as you abide by our laws.
I'd be on the first ship off this island if I had the coin. What a waste.
As the wife to the second counselor of Raven. Oh, how kind. Thank Geldis for me, won't you? My husband is second counselor, so I certainly have the means to reward you if you find my
That
friend.
isn't my problem. I was clear when I loaned Garwin the money that I wanted it back by first harvest.
Need some? Yeah? There's nothing finer than dark elf Sujama. Like nectar it is. I've been sailing the Northern Maiden across the Sea of Ghosts for nearly 20 years now. Might be time to find a new home port, though. The way things are going around here. May the wind be at your back, friend.
The Northern Maiden is shipshape and ready to go.
Talk to Captain Garland if you're looking to book passage.
Modin Veleth, Captain of the Redoran Guard, at your service.
Milor over at the Ienth farm should be still mixing potions if seeking a sort of thing. Far
What is
west
it?
end of town.
If you think it'll help. All right then.
Something on your mind? What are we trading? What's next?
Just give them to me and put it on my account.
About your account, it's been a few months.
I said...
Glover Mallory's the name. The finest weapons and armor. You tell Cresius he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
I welcome to Raven Rock, traveler. Just got some of my merchandise. Next time you're hungry, stop by. I always have plenty of food for sale.
Don't pity me.
Looking
And
for any...
don't look at me like that.
So you're
I
an
know what I
alchemist then? Careful with those netches. They may look tame, but they can seriously hurt you when threatened.
I'd be on the first... Everything I've got on display, really. The East Empire pendants are scattered all over, so leave no stone unturned.
Azura's wisdom to you, friend.
This island's nothing but a pile of rubble. What's the point trying to make a life here?
Mallory, you need to
What's our next move?
We can't get blood from a stone, Mogul. As it is, we can barely make ends meet.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. I think I got a clean mug around here somewhere. Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner. Perfect. All that's left now is to go ahead and wait for the patrons to come in. As promised, here's a little something for yourself. Have you seen the poor girl? She's a mess. Oh, she used to be richer than Councillor Morvain, and she's spending it all drowning her sorrow. As much as I love making coin, I can't watch her do that anymore. I won't. I suppose you're right. If she wants to spend her life at the bottom of an ale mug, it's her choice. Tell her she's welcome back any time. Haven't heard anything lately. Check back with me. You never know.
As the wife to the second
welcome here
counselor
again,
of Raven
but
Rock,
I'll
it would
still
be my
expect her
pleasure
to
to
pay
help you
away like
anywhere
everyone
you
else.
Misery?
I am here for
I'll
you.
give you misery. Try getting
I hope
signs
this
of
will be a
strength
mutually
extra
beneficial exchange. If you need anything else, just ask.
Modin Veleth, captain of the Redoran Guard, at your service.
Can't believe I've
I
been
know things are
stuck
tough, but at least you have a roof over your head. Please, help me.
ask my husband.
You lost?
Anything you can contribute to Raven Rock will be greatly appreciated. And rewarded appropriately, of course. On behalf of House Redorin and as Counselor of Raven Rock, I bid you welcome. You've never heard of House Redorin? We're the mightiest of the great houses, and we lead the Council, the ruling body of Morrowind. This isn't Skyrim, Outlander. A group of powerful and influential Dunmer families have been ruling Morrowind for millennia. They embody a council made up of 5 great houses: Telvanni, Dres, Indoril, Sadras, and Redorin. Well, of course, with 4 other houses on the council, someone has to keep the rabble organized. Our house leads the council by virtue of our preeminence in battle, wisdom, and ancestral glory. Yes, I imagine it would to someone not of our people. If you're interested in pursuing the subject, help yourself to any of the historical volumes in my library. Solstheim is theoretically under my rule, but without revenue from the mine, I lack the resources to actually govern anything but Raven Rock itself. Not that there's much beyond the confines of our town anyway. Well, there's a small enclave of Nords to the north in Skal Village. They pretty much keep to themselves, and we both like it that way. Then there's Tel Mithrin to the east. The Telvanni live out there. Sort of a strange lot. But since we're both from Morrowind, we get along. Other than that, Solstheim is crawling with bandits and Reeklings. But that's to be expected living in a frontier like this. It used to be one of the richest ebony mines in Morrowind, but it dried out years ago. Now, we're barely holding out here. Without the mine, Raven Rock doesn't feel like it can last much longer. My doors are open if you wish to discuss matters involving Raven Rock.
Move along, Outlander.
As the wife to the second counselor of Raven Rock, it would be my pleasure to help you any way that I...
If you've got any gripes, check in at Morvain Manor. Second Counselor Arano.
Modin Veleth, Captain of the Redorin Guard, at your service.
Excuse me, but the temple is for followers of our faith alone. Outsiders aren't welcome.
Ticklish. You I'm gonna push you. I'll see you burn.
Business, please. His sword is sharper than you, you moron.
I'll see you burn.
Hey, we should not be fighting each other.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Splendid. Another mouth to feed. Hey, last mistake.
Over here!